In the 6th episode of Sevdiğim Sensin, everything begins with a moment of intense tension. Dicle tries to escape the mansion to meet Kadir. But as she reaches the gate, she is surprised by Erkan, who is arriving at that exact moment. The two start talking, and Dicle insists that she is leaving. She tries to walk away, but Erkan stops her, grabbing her arm. In a moment filled with emotion, he tries to say something important. "Ilo." But before he can finish, his phone rings. It's Ferman. On the other end of the line, he reveals something shocking. He says he shot Kadir, and that he did it because Kadir went against Fikret. He then sends the location and orders Erkan to go there to make a deal with Fikret. Desperate and afraid for his friend, Erkan leaves immediately. Even though he tries to stop her, Dicle decides to go with him after learning what happened to Kadir. Meanwhile, Tahir has an important conversation with Fikret's secretary. After reaching an agreement, she hands him a flash drive containing evidence against Fikret, security footage showing threats, and documents proving the illegal schemes he had been running to make money. At the mansion, Berçin is found crying in the garden when Inci arrives, worried. Berçin tells her everything she heard, but Inci refuses to believe that Erkan could be in love with Dicle. Even so, she tries to call him, but Erkan, still very upset with his mother because of what happened at the association dinner, does not answer. Not knowing what to do, Indici goes to the doorman and asks if he knows where Erkan went. That's when she finds out that Kadir has been shot, and that Erkan left in a hurry with Dicle to find him. Meanwhile, Erkan arrives at the location given by Ferman. Before getting out of the car, he asks Dicle to promise that she won't leave. As soon as he enters, Erkan rushes at Ferman, furious, demanding to know where Kadir is. A huge fight breaks out, and it only stops when Fikret fires a shot into the air. Outside, upon hearing the gunshot, Dicle completely forgets her promise and runs inside. But she runs into her brother outside. Inside, Erkan agrees to all of Fikret's demands in exchange for taking Kadir away. But everything changes when Ferman walks in, dragging Dicle by the arm. He says Erkan can take Kadir, but Dicle will stay as collateral. Erkan is desperate, but there's nothing he can do at that moment. As if that weren't enough, Ferman gets angry when he sees Digle's outfit, a skirt showing part of her leg, and decides to punish her. He takes the coat she had with her and throws it into the fire, without any remorse, knowing that coat was the only thing Dicle had left from her mother. After all this tension, Ferman forces Erkan to make a choice, Dicle or Kadir. Without hesitation, Erkan chooses Dicle and promises he will return the next day to get Kadir. After everything that happened, Erkan is back home and decides to take action. He calls his sister, Nilüfer, saying he urgently needs to talk to her. But as she leaves her ex-husband's house, Nilüfer doesn't realize she is being watched by Teoman's wife. At the same time, Erkan also calls his brother, Tahir, who is at the company after being kicked out of the house by their father. Meanwhile, Erkan and Dicle share a calmer moment in the bedroom. They talk, and Dicle sincerely thanks him for everything he has done for her. She says she understands the difficult situation he is in. But when Erkan tries to hold her hand, Dicle pulls away. Shortly after, she goes to where the little lamb is and ends up falling asleep right there. The next day, when Erkan realizes Dicle is not in the room, he goes looking for her. When he finds her, he tells her to get ready because they will go to work together. But Dicle refuses. She says she doesn't want to go back to the company, afraid of what Ferman might do if he finds out she is working there. While they are talking, Jivan's name comes up a few times, and what they don't know is that Inci is secretly listening. When she hears the conversation, she is completely shocked to discover that the house driver is actually Digle's brother. Without wasting time, Inci goes after Jivan. Using this information as blackmail, she makes a demand. She orders him to call Ferman and tell him that Dicle is working at the company, and she threatens him, saying that if he doesn't do it, she will reveal to everyone that he, just like Ferman, is Digle's brother. With no way out, Jivan gives in to the pressure. He calls Ferman and tells him everything. And as expected, Ferman becomes absolutely furious. One of the cutest moments in the 6th episode, in my opinion, is the elevator scene. Erkan patiently helps Dicle identify the number for the 16th floor, which is where they need to go. He calms her down and waits quietly while she counts the numbers. It's a simple moment, but full of affection between the two. Despite that, the atmosphere at the company is far from good. All the co-workers start ignoring Dicle after Inci and Burçin have her report published. In the article, Dicle is accused of using the whole situation as a pretext to marry Erkan. Shortly after, Ferman shows up at the company, and upon finding Dicle, tries to force her to go with him. But in a moment of desperation, she manages to escape and runs away. Using the emergency stairs, Dicle goes up to the rooftop of the building. The tension rises even more as Ferman continues to chase her. During the confrontation, Dicle gets dangerously close to the edge, and the risk of something terrible happening is huge. But at that moment, Burçin, who had seen Dicle leave, arrives just in time to prevent a tragedy. Ferman quickly tries to justify himself, saying that Dicle wanted to jump and that he stopped her. Frightened, Burçin runs to Dicle and hugs her, trying to comfort her. She believes that Dicle really thought about jumping after seeing the news, so she invites her to go to the association, saying she wants to help her and show her the place. But as they leave the building, they are surrounded by reporters. And that's when Burçin does something unexpected. In front of the cameras, she defends Dicle and claims that all those news stories are false. Dicle is touched, believing that Burçin is truly on her side. But in reality, everything is part of a plan for Burçin to appear in the media as Erkan's perfect fiancé. When they arrive at the association, Dicle is once again surprised to see the woman who looks exactly like her sister. The atmosphere becomes tense, and Burçin explains that the woman went through a major trauma and lost her memory. Meanwhile, Kadir, already back home, talks to Dicle. Outside, Erkan receives an important document, the confirmation of the divorce date. This affects him deeply and leaves him completely torn. At another moment, Civan sneaks into Erkan's room to install a tracker on Dicle's phone at Ferman's request. But just as he is about to leave, Erkan enters the room. Luckily, Civan manages to hide and escape without being seen. Alone in the room, Erkan looks at the marriage certificate and realizes something important. It's Dicle's birthday. Surprised, he immediately goes looking for her. When he finds her, he doesn't explain much. He simply grabs her arm and says they are going out. Confused, Dicle ends up getting into the car with him. Meanwhile, at the company, the tension reaches its peak. Asat, along with his 3 sons, finally puts a plan against Fikret into action. And just when Fikret believes he is about to become a partner in the company, he is surprised by the arrival of the police, with an arrest warrant in hand. When they arrive at the restaurant, Dicle is completely enchanted by the place. The mood between them is light, and for the first time in a long time, they seem truly happy, especially after the news that they have finally gotten rid of Fikret. But what Dicle doesn't expect is that Erkan has prepared a surprise. Suddenly, he asks for a cake to be brought out. It's to celebrate her birthday. Dicle is completely surprised, and at the same time very happy, because in the middle of everything that was happening, not even she remembered it was her birthday. Especially when Erkan gives her a gentle kiss on the cheek. But what they don't know is that from a distance, Burçin is watching everything, with tears in her eyes, and seeing that scene only breaks her heart even more. As the episode approaches its end, the events start to intensify. In another moment, Teoman's wife calls Nilüfer to her house, using an association matter as an excuse. But in reality, she wants to confront her after the meeting with her husband. However, during the argument, the situation gets out of control. The woman who is pregnant starts feeling unwell. Without wasting time, Nilüfer and Civan call an ambulance. But when they realize there won't be enough time to reach the hospital, they make a risky decision. They help deliver the baby right there. Meanwhile, in another part of the story, Ferman is surprised by the police arriving at the place where he was hiding. He barely manages to escape. And remembering that Civan had installed a tracker on Dicle's phone, he decides to go after her, determined to find her at any cost. At that moment, Dicle and Erkan leave the restaurant. Erkan asks her to wait at the entrance while he goes to get the car. But nearby, Burçin is watching everything silently. As soon as Erkan walks away, she approaches with her car and calls Dicle. Burçin says that Erkan has prepared another surprise and asks her to get in. Dicle hesitates. Suspicious, she doesn't want to go. But in the next instant, she notices something terrifying. Her brother Ferman is there, calling out to her. Without thinking twice, Dicle gets into the car with Burçin. Shortly after, Erkan returns and sees their car being chased by Ferman. Without hesitation, he gets into his car and drives after them. and that's when a high-tension chase begins. Meanwhile, the scene cuts to Nilüfer. She needs to act quickly to help with the delivery. But when she takes the baby in her arms, she realizes something terrifying. The baby is not breathing. In another moment, Tahir speaks again with Fikret's secretary. With the plan against Fikret already completed, he keeps his promise and gives her a new passport so she can start a new life in another country. Before leaving, she reveals one last secret. She says that the only person capable of making Fikret give up everything is his own mother. Tahir is completely shocked by this information. Meanwhile, the chase continues at high speed. Ferman demands that Berçin stop the car. But when he realizes she won't obey, he takes an extreme action. He crashes his car into theirs. The vehicles lose control and flip over. Ferman's car also goes off the road and crashes into a wall. Erkan, who was right behind them, witnesses everything, unable to do anything. Desperate, he gets out of the car and screams Dicle's name. She is unconscious. After checking on Berçin, he turns his attention back to Dicle and tries to get her out of the car at all costs, holding her in his arms, sitting on the ground. Erkan breaks down, unable to hold back his tears. And that's how another intense episode of Sevdiğim Sensin comes to an end. So, what did you think of this episode? With each chapter, the tension only keeps rising. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave your like. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.